Hey everyone, welcome to another Friday feature episode of Psychic Dolphin Garage. This week is going to be a very special one, but before I dive too far in, just to do some brief introductions, I'm your host Kelton, and joining me today are my amazing panel of contestants / contributors, Zach, Artemis, and Bo. How is it going, y'all?
I mean, fucking amazing's maybe a bit generous. I'm just kind of here. But you know what? I'll fucking take it. Whatever, fine. Put that on my resume. Amazing.
My favorite sports team won, and I'm just in a great mood.
There you go.
Hell yeah, sports
Hell
ball.
yeah.
You're the best sports ball. Not like those other sports balls. You're the real sports ball.
Well, all the real sports balls, please stand up. Please stand up.
Are we nailing the right energy there, Artemis?
Yes, exactly.
Perfect. I just really wanted to make sure that we all knew what was going to be going on here.
Uh-huh.
Wonderful.
now-
I'm glad that we're all here and we all know what's going on.
All right. So now, before we dive in too far into things, the inspiration for the feature this week comes from the fact that AMC is, for a limited time and in a limited number of locations, offering 15-cent tickets to their movies. Isn't that nice? Isn't
How
it?
quaint.
They've moved the
Very
ticket prices into the popcorn. You thought it was expensive before? Well, just you wait,
Just-
motherfucker.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You ever pay $5,000 for a bucket of popcorn? Well, get ready.
I am not looking forward to the other policies they are bringing back from 1950.
Well, to be fair, okay, we have to remember that their whole marketing slogan was, "It's 2020, but enjoy a movie at 1920 prices." Huh? Isn't that catchy? Isn't that, just not at all something that some intern shit out at the last second because they forgot an assignment was due at work? My God. But it made me wonder if we're going back to the years of yesteryear and trying to figure out, what was 2020 like? I thought it would be a great idea for us to look and see what the top films of 1920 actually were. And then we can just kind of run through them and experience a flashback to a simpler, definitely better time. Right, everyone? It was
Yes.
it was
Yeah.
better for
Mhm.
everyone across the board,
Yep.
right?
Nothing bad happened.
Especially in 1920. Nothing within the next decade would happen that would really temper the mood of what would be the roaring 20s.
We were hopeful in 1920.
I have just made a very promising investment in the Weimar Republic.
And I hope that pays off for you. Oh, you say you're funding, you're helping bankroll a cabaret that's opening? Well, isn't
art
that
school, actually.
interesting? Art school. Oh no, art school.
Yeah. No, I really enjoy this process. It's so selective. You guys wouldn't believe it. We're really going to make a difference here. I can feel it.
Jeez.
Yeah, it's a very good world that we lived in then, and a very good world now where, the Chinese majority shareholder in AMC theaters is forcing us back into the theaters to catch coronavirus, hearkening back, of course, to the influenza pandemic of 1918. So really, I don't think that there is a more apt 100 years celebration throughout most of recorded history.
The Spanish flu that definitely wasn't, not primarily Spanish, and in fact was propagated largely by, Americans.
Yeah.
Again, I mean, you know what? Like, we're going to notice some things here as we run through these movies, by the way, that it really does show just, those people that lived back then, they were just like us, taking a look
Dumb
at...
as hell, unwashed.
Well, let's take a look at the number 8 film here. It's called The Roundup, and it's a 1920 American Western, and the motto for it is "Nobody loves a fat man." That's the the tagline for the movie there.
Mhm.
And it's just a really simple kind of movie that the lead actor just stars Roscoe Fatty Arbuckle.
Oh,
which,
wow. That's great.
You know, it's called doubling down on the one thing that was like your kish. You know, like
I really like that here in the woke reaches of 2020, we've definitely not, we don't have any issues with fat people in media or
no
anything like that.
No.
And this definitely wasn't the start of something. You know.
Yeah.
The synopsis for anyone wondering is an overweight sheriff does his best to assist a man accused of theft. Yeah. So I mean, it's a silent film with a whole bunch of fat jokes in it.
Cannot wait for Mall Cop 3.
Honestly,
Fuck me running, you're right.
honestly,
Holy shit.
This is
Truly the Paul Blart of the Forgotten Generation.
This is better than anything Paul Blart will ever be. Like, Paul Blart has to open his mouth and make like shitty jokes to get a chuckle out of you. This was a silent film, and they did all of these fat jokes without saying a word. This is true art.
What is this thing on Wikipedia? The fucking lobby card. Slim breaks the news to echo of Dick's death. What? What is this movie? I gotta watch this. Also, his name is Slim Hoover. Is Fatty Arbuckle's character?
You know, it was a different
great.
time where like that bit of irony.
They had just
went
invented
fucking-
irony. Yeah, so it was like real hot then. Yeah.
Well, I mean, you gotta remember this is like a decade removed from people watching a train come at them, and they're like, "Oh shit! Oh god!
Oh,
we're gonna
fuck.
die."
God, fucking. Yeah, great.
Well, I mean,
George.
again-
Sorry, I'm looking still through the cast. George Kua as Chinese boy. Buster Keaton as Indian, uncredited.
They
problematic.
Did not yet,
We should cancel Buster Keaton.
Yeah,
they
somebody-
did not yet have names in the Republic of China.
God, they just hadn't invented them yet. It was the 1920s.
Somebody lost all of the names.
Yeah, they didn't find them again until they reindustrialized, and then they just had to use a bunch of them. You know, Win Lee.
They had to kill all the landlords and take the names back. Yeah, and to that I say, fuck yes.
Hell yeah.
It's again just a different era, but again, it was the number 8 film at the box office. So just something for us to remember that
A
it made a
silent
bunch of money,
film.
so it has to definitely be good, right?
Mhm.
That's
Yeah.
Market logic, baby.
Well, that actually kind of ties me into like what the next film is here, because I wanted to read the synopsis of this after I give you the title.
Let's
Because
hear it.
It's called Something to Think About, which is a
Okay.
drama. And here's a very brief plot summary. Wealthy cripple Markley finances the education of a blacksmith's daughter, Ruth. When she returns to their small town, he asks to marry her, but she runs off with the city worker Jim Dirk, who is then killed in a subway accident. Markley offers to marry her in name only, to protect her new son. That's it. That's the whole plot right there. That gives you something to think about, huh?
I'm thinking.
Yeah.
All right, the gears are turning.
That's
It's
So,
so
wait.
sweet. It's so sweet that men are good again. We've revived men as a.
Yeah, I believe that
as a
makes Markley
species.
in the modern tongue a cuck, if you will, right?
A simp,
Ah.
maybe.
Correct. Well, he
Markley
is definitely a simp, but he is
Yes.
literally raising another man's child
He-
as his own. Like
Markley
he is being cuckolded.
is Markley is one of those guys who said to the Hong Kong women that they would marry them into America.
Oh, that's
Ooh.
true. Oh God, he is definitely on those Facebook groups.
Wow.
Just all of them.
A real, shot from, from the belly button is where the camera is, just looking up at his nostrils the entire way through, just asking who's available, who wants that citizenship. It's good.
What a
It's good.
bizarre fucking movie.
Yeah, I mean, again, movies hadn't really kind of figured out what they were at the time.
Are we?
It also, thank
What-
God, it was only like 78 minutes long, so we should keep that in mind.
Okay,
Jesus
yeah, so like a
fuck.
solid like direct to DVD kind of. I got you. Like this.
Yeah.
This is like the movie your fucking grandma picks up for you at Blockbuster when you ask for I don't know, something to peruse or something like
This
that.
is, yeah, we have Gone with the Wind at Home. This is the Gone with the Wind at Home.
Exactly. There we
Yeah.
go.
Well,
yeah, this is fucking bizarre.
okay.
Well, good.
To
Glad-
move
glad-
into more
glad that
familiar
movies are good.
territory, then. Well, the next
Thank
movie
you.
is called The Mark of Zorro, and for anyone wondering, yes, it is the first film entry in what would become essentially the Zorro superhero franchise, which is, I mean, for lack of a better word, I mean, Zorro was Batman before Batman, so just this is exactly what happened here. So
Yeah.
for anyone wondering, this is also the movie Bruce Wayne's parents went to when they then got shot in the alley.
Yeah.
So you're telling me this is the one? This is the Antonio Banderas one, right? The 1990s.
Oh my god, in the new The Batman, that could actually be the movie that they're coming
Fuck
out
me,
of.
you're absolutely right.
Holy shit.
I would love it. Bruce Wayne's father, Thomas Wayne, is leaving. He's just like, I don't understand. Why is Anthony Hopkins doing that? He's a Spaniard. Why does he have a British accent? It just doesn't make sense, Martha. I'm not saying it's a bad film. I'm just saying I couldn't suspend.
Yeah, it's not a mugger. It's just a dude who's sick of him talking through the fucking movie.
He's gunned down by a Rotten Tomato viewer.
It's the director of the film that says, "You give me 20% on Rotten Tomatoes, I'll give you 20% of this magazine."
Pretty sure they
There you
actually
go.
died of old age while watching The Irishman.
Holy
Oh.
shit! As a the first superhero film, The Mask of Zorro, falls far below The Musketeers in my mind, but
Oh, I'm sorry. The infamous tale of one man joining like the coolest, confirmed bachelor fraternity known to mankind.
confirmed bachelor. That's
Dudes
the coolest
rock.
shit you can be.
It's three dudes rocking. All right.
Yeah.
No, I really like. Speaking of Batman, that's a third of this fucking Wikipedia article for Zorro.
I hadn't even I had gotten the Wikipedia article so that way then we have like something to reference so that way then
Some ballpark of it, yeah. But
Yeah.
like literally, like the movie itself gets as much stuff as Batman gets, which is really fucking sad.
Oh no, this is not good. This is not good. We need to end the DC fandom from editing Wikipedia articles.
Yeah.
There's no about of in this section. There's no like behind the scenes and making. No one's interested in this film that was clearly groundbreaking. Like it was shot so well that then they were able to then colorize it even.
This was
Like-
the number 7 film, you said? Or the number 6?
Number six.
Sixth film of 1920. So a verified blockbuster of its
Yeah.
era. And hey, it hit the 90-minute mark. Okay?
Wow.
That's right. A tight 90 minutes. That's what we got here.
Damn, I wish our podcast could fucking be that timely.
Tight.
That tight.
White
Yeah.
and toit. Well,
Yup.
I think we need to move into more adult fare. Something
Oh,
that's
good.
hard-hitting journalism.
Finally, some Betty Boop hentai.
Yeah,
All
we
right.
need to go back to an era before the fake news took over. So what if I
Yeah,
told
when
you that then
filmmaking was good.
a true documentary actually somehow made it into being the number 5 movie in the United States? It's
Wow,
a film
a true
called
documentary.
Shipwrecked Among Cannibals, which
Oh, wow.
I mean, it supposedly was about a group of people on the documentary, and then they were shipwrecked, and then they were amongst cannibals. So, kind of title explains itself. Except, of course, they weren't shipwrecked. The people weren't cannibals. And this is one of the few lost films.
Thanks,
Under the
Universal
pretense
Studios.
of being an educational ethnographic film,
Yep.
producers
yep.
have often
Oh.
justified the exploitative elements, such as the half-clad natives in the South Seas Island documentaries.
Yeah, this is like, for example, for anyone wondering, like, are y'all familiar with the controversy around Cannibal Holocaust?
Yeah.
That
Vaguely.
film, that people were like, there's no way that this could be fake. Look, I'm watching it with my eyes here. How could this happen? People are actually eating people. These are real cannibals. It's like, no, they just had like halfway decent special effects and decided to shoot it like a documentary. like chill the fuck out. It's not a snuff film. But this kind of evokes that similar mentality of where it's really supposed to just be like a travel documentary. And another claim to fame is this was released by Universal Studios and was the first Universal film to make over $1 million. So the next time we're watching Fast and Furious 9, we can thank this film for helping bankroll that fucking franchise.
Great.
Is there a Shipwrecked Among Cannibals section at Universal Studios Florida?
It's on the tour.
It's just
You
me
go buy it.
walking around topless. That's the whole fucking section.
It's all of the indigenous people that they have that work there.
It's
Jeez.
actually it's all still there and it's like super glorified, but then there's a plaque that says, this
That
was
says,
bad.
"Hey, this is bad. Be sure to not be racist. Thanks."
It's just a
Sign
sad
Universal
face.
Studios.
Racist. Underlined 3 times, but it's
Jimmy
actually
Fallon
kind of...
points to it on the tour.
Right.
God. Well, the number 4 film of 1920, as we're moving up the ranks here, is a film called Pollyanna, which is a silent melodrama / comedy. Which, my God, that I love it when they have to phrase it like that, of where like it. Who knows if it was actually meant to be a drama, but they're all just dog shit
it just
actors.
means they had no idea what they were fucking going for. Like you could call The Room a melodrama / comedy.
I just want YouTube movie nerds to be like to watch these movies and just be screaming at the camera. What is this supposed to be?
What does it mean?
Well, the basic premise is something that is very tropey now, but I mean, if it was number 4 in the nation, it clearly took the world by storm then. It's essentially like a orphan comes into a town, and the town is a bad place, but like, what do you know? They're having such a great attitude about things, and they turn the town around. It's a real kind of Disney story before Disney actually came around, which is I think then why Disney remade it in 1960.
Well,
Fucking hacks.
the reason why this was made is because the book was really good, right?
Definitely.
The book
not
was
because
so
it
big.
made $1 million.
Well, it made $1 million because the book was so big, not because the movie was good.
There you go. Just like Harry Potter.
Just like Harry. There you.
Just
Yep.
like, yep.
Can you imagine how insufferable you would be if you're like, now I'm a fan of the 1913 Pollyanna novel, but I really don't think the 1920 movie did it justice.
That is
It's-
100%.
Oh, these fucking reboots. God.
That's 100%.
Also, it's just
Well, can I read a little bit of the synopsis if y'all don't mind?
Go for it, man.
One day after a fight with Jimmy, in which he, quote, wishes she would die, Pollyanna heads into town. She notices a little girl playing in the middle of the road, oblivious to a car coming. Pollyanna leaps in front of the car, throwing the girl to safety, but in the process is hit herself. Jimmy and John both take her back to her aunt's place. Aunt Polly
Oh, God.
becomes frantic and places her in her own lavish bedroom. Realizing the error of her ways, Aunt Polly declares how attached to Pollyanna she is, even giving her a kiss on the forehead, much to Pollyanna's delight. The little girl gets hit by a car, and they just take her home. I love this movie.
Do you think when like the 1924 elections were happening that they were making constant references to this movie?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
I can't vote for that candidate. He's such a Pollyanna.
Also, we should be clarified that the whole like start of this movie is that like little girl's dad dies, and so then she goes off to live in like the New England area on her rich aunt's plantation.
Hoo boy.
Yep. Yep.
Really
yep,
roughing
yep.
it.
You know,
Yep.
I really, I feel like the United States is, is Pollyanna here, and we just want Calvin Coolidge to tuck us into his bed and kiss us on the forehead. I'm horny for Calvin Coolidge.
Listen,
That's
Aren't
why
we
I'm
all?
part of the Three
if I
Musketeers.
could vote for Wilson for a third term, I would, okay?
Some of my best friends are cripples. Anyways.
Anyways, have y'all seen
wait,
something to think about?
Hold on, that joke is actually like, let me check here. 23 years too early? My apologies.
Well, That movie sucks. What other
Yeah.
movie sucks, Kelton?
Well, the number 3 overall movie in 1920 was Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde.
All right,
Which,
now we're talking.
Finally.
It's a pretty straightforward-esque Jekyll and Hyde movie. The one thing I really wanted to highlight was that there's a section where Hyde, of course, is living a double life, and Hyde's going into like opium dens and bars and music halls.
Dude's
and then, I clearly, he then like rents a small furnished room, and he brings this exotic dancer named Gina to stay with him during that time. But I think like the edgiest level of debauchery they could get away with in 1920 was that she was Italian.
Oh, God. What a sick freak.
It just was delightful to me that they were like, can you imagine?
An Italian? Ooh, scandalous.
Jesus Christ.
That's amazing.
Listen, boss. We can't have anyone, any other types. But we can settle for maybe a Mediterranean at best.
God, that rules.
Yeah, it's just bizarre to me. It really kind of highlights
How far we've come. We're not racist against Italians anymore. We did it, folks.
well, I mean, just that like Universal, I'm sorry, not Universal, but like movie studios have always tried to then add like a scintillating element, because I don't remember in the Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde novel there being an Italian exotic dancer
There
that
should have
Hyde
been.
decides to shack up with. Oh, certainly would definitely make it like 1,000% better. But
And that is a required piece of media for every single next Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde movie going forward.
Yeah.
where
He's
is
not
the-
nailing Italian broads. I ain't watching it.
What do you mean they replaced the Italian with a Libyan? Come on.
It's forced diverse. Yeah, there's
They
somebody
wouldn't do
back.
that.
Somebody back in 1919 was like, I can't believe the forced diversity in this Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde. These SJWs must be stopped. The liberal elites of Hollywood.
country is Anglo-Saxon.
Why can't keep minorities where they belong and shipwrecked amongst cannibals? That's where they belong.
God.
Yeah, it's not a great film. None of these movies are. And I didn't, by the way, like try and go through like what the foreign films were, because they weren't necessarily super great either. There were a couple of big ones that came out. Of course, I can't remember them right now, but one just garbage fire of a film that I wanted to mention here before I forgot was that there was a movie in 1920 that was called The Golem, that I believe is a German film. And it's about a rabbi who summons a golem in the 16th century to protect his town against a group of raiders, which is
Isn't
just
that- Yeah, the Jews doing necromancy.
Yep. Again, in 1920, no one had any idea that maybe that could be a negative stereotype.
You know,
I'm
it
sure.
And you
turns
know-
out that we really needed Rotten Tomatoes in 1920 to let those people know that, the Golem, 2%.
Yeah, it's like, oh, it's this amazing cinematography. It's just a black and white shot of whatever weird prop they set up to act like a golem.
It's a bunch of clay. They fucking stack together. Yeah.
It's just a rock.
Hell yeah.
It's just a rock.
Where's the Inglorious Bastards version of that though? Where it's like, no, yes, this is actually cool as hell what he's doing. You go fucking get him.
That's the thing to try and focus on.
Yeah,
with
absolutely.
all of
Let's remake fucking German films from the 1920s, but woke.
Well, what about this? The next one I actually think could end up being like remade into definitely like an A24 Oscar bait kind of movie.
Uh-huh.
And it's called Over the Hill to the Poorhouse. And
Uh-oh.
it's about a woman who has a lot of children, but who never gets a chance to enjoy life.
Oh
Just,
man.
Yep. I mean, truly just a tour de force kind of thing. That's it. That's the whole summation of it.
It's just Being Poor Sucks, the movie. Wow.
Yeah, being poor sucks as a single mom in 1920. For anyone unaware,
This is a feminist icon.
truly.
This is,
I mean,
truly
it just-
showing the plight of the housewife.
This is actually the reason that the 20th Amendment was passed. 19th Amendment? 19th
I
Amendment.
really like in the cast listing, it lists like the children
By the way,
and
when
the
you say
actors who
cast
play them as
listing,
adults.
you mean CASTE, right?
Oh no.
But yeah,
End of the screen. The Italians.
So yeah, apparently, yeah, it's all the actress's actual kids playing the kids in the movie, which is
Method,
hilarious.
true
Yeah,
method,
very
acting.
method.
Give that
Hey,
woman
kids.
an award.
I mean, you don't have to fucking pay for a babysitter that way. It's genius. But Phyllis Diller as adult Rebecca. Parentheses, this Phyllis Diller is not the TV comedian. Thank you, Wikipedia, because I was real worried about that. Oh man, this is a Fox one too. Do you think they
Oh.
were like super mad at the time about her having a refrigerator?
I mean, just sitting there being a fucking welfare queen.
Exactly. Yeah.
with all
God
her
forbid.
children.
See,
I
this
mean,
is what happens when you let poor people survive. They just keep having children that are then poor, and you need to make sure they survive.
An old timey Tucker Carlson fucking shows up like in the interstitials with subtitles like, you see what these people are getting away with?
I mean, it really, at least for me, does kind of go to show that there's not really any point to even trying to make like a woke scoldy kind of movie, because if like they're like, we're making art that's important, when people look back and think about what women's rights were like in 1920, this is going to be the movie that really highlights that it wasn't a great time to be alive. Like, no, people in the future will know, will remember. Like, there's not a real overt need for poverty porn the movie to
We'll
take
figure it
place.
out. Well, you know, before even knowing this movie was a thing, I was pretty sure that being a single mom in the 1920s was not great.
I could make some inferences.
Yeah. I mean, going off of how hard, say, it is to be a single mom today, let alone in the 1920s, I could maybe assume that it was
So
not
let's-
What
great
about
back
this,
then.
Bo? We start up
Yeah.
a whole new studio program, all right? We
Uh-huh.
only do remakes of top box office smashes from a century ago. And
Uh-huh.
then we also do all of these lost films that have been lost to time because of being incredibly problematic. And we start up a competing studio that then
Mhm.
releases those. And then,
Oh.
we try and pit them against each other all the
So
way through.
definitely on board with this. The one thing is, I think Shipwrecked Among Cannibals might be troublesome, specifically because I can go on Pornhub right now and find 50 different topless vor videos like that. So I think someone's beat us to the punch. I'm sorry.
The porn parody is Shipwrecked Amongst Cannibals, right?
Uh,
Fuck you. That's great. Well.
Yeah.
All
yeah.
right.
So,
Let's see what is the number one here
number one movie.
in
of-
1920.
That's right. I actually want us to go through this entire plot. It's on Wikipedia here, sentence by sentence, and then we can kind of react to it here. All right, if we may. So, does everyone have it pulled up?
What-
Yep.
yeah.
Okay, so I figure the way it can go is I'll read the first sentence, then Zach, then Artemis, then Bo.
Oh,
okay?
I don't have it pulled up. You didn't send me this.
Oh, well then never mind, Artemis. I'm so sorry.
Guess
It's
you
me, then
fucking
Zach,
miss
then
out
Bo,
on it.
okay?
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right,
We're reading
And-
from the plot, right?
from the plot, correct.
Okay, sorry.
Just popcorn this shit.
That's really setting the scene here. All right, you're sitting down with your lovely wife and your small son. You're a rich family in Gotham City. You're deciding to watch this instead of Zorro for some bullshit reason.
Nothing bad will happen to you. All right, I've got it pulled up.
Okay. Well, then I guess let's do me, Zach, Artemis, Bo. Okay?
Okay.
Cool.
All right. Anna is a poor country girl whom handsome man about town Lennox tricks into a fake wedding.
When she becomes pregnant, he leaves her.
She has the baby named Trust Lennox on her own.
Which she names the baby Trust
Wow.
Lennox.
Wow. That's not even his last name, is it?
It is. It is.
Oh, it is. Well, trust him, I
he,
guess.
He has one name, kind of like Prince or
yeah,
OJ.
yeah.
You know, just Trust Linux. There we go.
It's
Am I right,
allegory, the
programmers?
writer said,
Mhm.
as he dabbed more morphine into his butthole.
It's actually an advertisement for a PC brand you won't hear about for another 150 years.
Some real Marty McFly Gamergate shit.
Yeah. When the baby dies, she wanders until she gets a job with Squire Bartlett, played by Burr McIntosh.
David, Squire Bartlett's son, falls for her, but she rejects him due to her past.
And
Good internalized misogyny. I'm tainted, sir.
you're too good for me. And then, of course, Lennox shows up lusting for another local girl, Kate.
Seeing Anna, he tries to get her to leave, but she refuses to go, although she promises to say nothing about his past.
You can't.
I love this because it's the most 1920s thing. Like, sure, you tricked me into a fake wedding. You got me pregnant. Which, by the way, I think there's a word for if you trick a woman into a fake wedding and then you get her pregnant. I'm not sure what that word means.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's like, and then, she just decided to say nothing because she didn't want to be one of those meddlesome women that going around talking about his past.
One of those Anthony lasses.
This is the worst "Am I the Asshole" post I think I've ever seen. Finally, Squire Bartlett learns of Anna's past from Martha, the town gossip.
In his anger, he tosses Anna out into a snowstorm.
What? He's angry because she didn't tell him?
That's right.
Women be lying.
Yeah.
Yeah. Her name isn't Trust Anna, unlike her child. Huh?
Girls born
So-
before 1900 don't know how to... I'm not even going to finish that.
All they know is
Before she gets tossed out in the snowstorm, she names respected Lennox as her despoiler and the father of her dead baby.
The respected Lennox. Also, I like that it didn't mention the baby died yet. Oh, no. No, it did. Never mind. When the baby dies.
she becomes lost in
Wow.
the raging storm while David leads a search party.
David kicked her out and then felt bad.
Yeah. Damn. Like 3 hours later, he's like, wow, it sure is quiet around here. Oh, no.
I knew I forgot something.
Oh no, my child!
That bitch wasn't meddling with me. She wasn't hounding me, and I felt peace for
She
a
wasn't
moment.
doing the bare minimum of, like... In the climax, the unconscious Anna floats on an ice floe down a river towards a waterfall until rescued at the last moment by David, who marries her in the final scene.
It's
Hey,
all
babe,
good.
sorry I threw you out into a snowstorm and you almost died in a cliche. Anyway, want to get hitched?
I know your kid's definitely dead now, so we're good. Hell yeah.
I know we almost cliched you, but that was just in Minecraft.
Is this the fucking movie that started the character heading towards a waterfall cliche, I wonder? Probably,
Possibly.
right?
Imagine
Yo.
what that would have been like, by the way, in 1920. Like, that would have been considered like the huge effect shot here. Because for
absolutely.
anyone wondering, the poster is David picking Anna up just at the brink of the waterfall and carrying her to safety. Really. Spoilers, I guess, for the third act.
Still a much better documentary than the cannibal one.
Oh, actually, no. You can see there's a screenshot of the ice flow scene, and yeah, let me tell you, it looks action packed.
Oh,
my
that
gosh.
definitely looks like a bitch who's dead on some ice right there.
I mean, it was too expensive to have women in refrigerators back then, so they had to make do. You see,
Look at her
Jesus.
sitting in that rocking chair, just like staring down. Is this when he's yelling at her for not telling him that she's already been
Despoiled.
despoiled?
Yeah,
Jesus.
how could you not tell me this incredibly traumatic event happened?
I
to
was
you?
about to be gay because you can't put the two penises in one vagina.
His penis is still inside you. That's how sex works, right? It's like a bee sting. It just breaks off right after.
I really like to. So it was based on a stage play, right? From the late 1800s, and here in the fucking Wikipedia it says, the play, an old-fashioned story that espoused 19th century American and Victorian ideals, was considered outdated by the time of its cinematic production in 1920. So, get woke, go broke, clearly was apparently the case in 1920. Because people
damn.
fucking ate this garbage up. Jesus.
This was the dude's rock movie of the time.
Yeah.
Yeah. Wow.
During filming, a small fire had to be kept burning beneath the camera to keep the oil from freezing. This is the ice flow shot. Gish's hair froze, and she lost feeling in her hand from the cold. It was her idea to put her hand and hair in the water, an image which would become iconic. Her right hand would be somewhat impaired for the remainder of her life. The shot where the ice flows are filmed going over the waterfall was filmed out of season, so those ice flows are actually wooden. Cinematographically, the ice flow scene is an early example of parallel action. I'm sure. You know what? I would love to be in the fucking room with a bunch of people from then watching that, being like, well, where the hell did she go? Just like confused about them showing shots of two different things, not being able to fucking parse it.
What does this one shot have to do with the other? Oh, we're back to her. Excellent. Okay.
Oh, even better. Yeah, no, apparently this was too ahead of its time, despite everything. Because it was heavily censored. The Pennsylvania Film Board required over 60 cuts in the film, removing her mock marriage and honeymoon between Lennox and Anna, as well as any hints of her pregnancy, effectively destroying the film's integral conflict. The resulting film may have surprised viewers in that state when a child suddenly appears shortly before its death.
Hello, mother.
Other cuts remove scenes where society women smoke cigarettes and an intertitle with the euphemism "Wild Oats."
Oh, hell
Damn.
yeah. 1920 rocks so fucking hard.
Yeah. I see. I'm sitting there just watching these fucking people move around silently. The words "Wild Oats" show up on the screen, and I just soak my fucking pantaloons or whatever people wore back then.
We really need to. We got to bring back the
I
intertitle.
always have to keep in mind with this sort of stuff is that people were allowed still to use the N-word regularly in 1920.
The
but
N-word
you couldn't
was
say wild oats.
Yeah, the N-word was how you referred to them.
Nicely. Like, they probably had other slurs that died by 1930 at that point because they were so unwoke to say by then.
Critic Paul Brenner wrote, many of Griffith's features suffer from sententious moralizing, a sense of God speaking to the masses, and outright racism.
Outright racism.
So, yeah, you called it.
No,
Yeah, please read the Wikipedia article for Way Down East. It is a feature-length thrill in its own.
Yeah, you should maybe read some of the additional
skipped
filmography.
The next sentence there, Bo. But Way Down East highlights the greatness of Griffith without having to sit through the Sermon on the Mount or the Ride of the Clan.
In Way Down East, Griffith's psychotic nuttiness, for once, didn't get in the way of a good film. Thank you, critic Paul Brenner, for that.
Oh, that is
That's a poem by critic Paul Brungus.
Paul
Wow.
Brungus.
I'm really glad movies have always sucked, I guess. Film was a mistake.
Yeah,
I think it's
the
a
only good movies
masterpiece.
are RoboCop and maybe some others. I don't know.
Yeah, my top five screening. Definitely, I liked Batman vs Superman, Dawn of Justice, Ride of the Clan, and probably Superbad. Yeah, definitely my top three.
Probably Superman. Perfect. Legally Blonde. Sermon on the Mount.
White chicks.
Definitely white chicks.
Only white chicks.
The 2011 Three Musketeers movie.
Oh my god.
I bought that at the grocery store, and let me tell you, it was worth all the $3 I paid for it.
The Mummy does not hold up at all, but The Mummy.
Oh, fuck you. The Mummy's great.
No, it's great. It's great acting. It's just all of the special effects are very bad now.
Oh, yeah, no, the CGI looks like shit warmed over.
Mhm.
They
It's
actually
awesome.
took the woman from that ice floe and put her in the mummy suit.
Oh, Christ.
Cool. Well, movies. They're a thing.
Are they good?
Are
Let's
they
find out.
bad? Should we cancel movies?
I think we should have canceled movies a while ago. It's like those fucking that thread on Twitter where people were like relitigating Genghis Khan, like being like, he did some bad things, like trying to essentially cancel Genghis Khan. Y'all saw that, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
It's
Really
stupid as hell.
going to the
that's-
mat here. Real controversial topic. Genghis
Yeah,
Khan.
all those toxic con bros need to take a step back. All right. But yeah, I think we should cancel movies. Movies
All
are
of them.
canceled.
We're going back to radio plays.
Absolutely.
hell yeah. Unproblematic radio plays. There we go. That's what we need here.
Like this one called Mysteries of the Orient. Oh no, well, fucking
Oh.
radio plays are canceled too. Shit.
Oh no, but it's hosted by Garrison Keillor. Nothing ever bad happens when he's involved in stuff, right? Right? Hold on. Let me
Oh no. Oh fuck.
Well, very
Well-
cool. Thank y'all so much for sticking around for this feature part. It's just a blast to kind of go through and try and remind people that, again, madness has always been around. This is nothing new, nothing special.
Everything
Like,
sucks always.
Movies
Yeah.
have always been terrible. Always.
And they always will be. There's no saving movies. But there is saving
Video games?
video
Private
games.
Ryan?
I was also Private Ryan was also there, but like that's not what I wanted to go for.
No, he wasn't even in danger yet in 1920.
Yeah, he was in the fucking clear at that point in time. Private Ryan was set.
He probably didn't even exist.
He wasn't even a sparkle in his mother's eye. Saving this
Code for egg and ovaries. Everyone listening at home.
There
the
you
Tennessee Board of fuck your movie.
Uh,
We're gonna cut whatever we want to out of it. Has something to say, Kelton.
That's partial oats.
Christ.
Canceled for Oats on Main.
Oats on Main. Yeah. Well, check out all the oats that we post on our.
Check out my
main-
Oatly fans.
So,
Oatly
God damn.
Oh fuck, that's great.
Christ. Yeah, our Oatly fans.
Our Patreon, subscribe to our Patreon.
Instagram, Facebook, our subreddit. Check out our streams on Tuesday and Friday. Kelson, you also have stuff that you do.
Sports Radio 1917, which everyone should have checked out last night, but don't worry, it's okay that you didn't. Feel free and check it out as a podcast. It's available wherever you get podcasts. Also, the Take Shop has a new episode out. I have no idea what we'll be covering. Probably some shit that went down on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. I don't know, man. It doesn't really matter.
One
All
of the days.
All
That's
the good
right.
stuff happens after we record this episode. So
Assuming that we're all still around. That's the important thing here.
yes,
So,
of course.
yeah, that's good. That sets me up.
Cool.
Cool.
Yeah. Well, thanks Artemis for coming and doing a game episode with us. Hopefully, we'll finally get you into a real episode eventually. One of these days.
We're getting there. We're getting there.
Working up to it.
Yeah.
I'm working on some stuff for you.
Hell yeah.
Some prime
yeah,
material.
that's true. We do have more content that.
Hey, y'all heard about this coronavirus? Am I right?
What is up with it? Who's it bringing down this time? I wish it was Bolsonaro. That does it for our Friday episode. I guess Kelton, if you can take us out.
Movies are always bad, but that means we should all really invest in non-controversial things like video games. All right, deuces.
Howdy, y'all. Don't forget to follow our link tree in the show notes to discover new things like our Discord, social media platforms, and all the places where you can listen to our podcast. Word of mouth is the best way to introduce us and other leftist creators to friends, family, coworkers, your AA buddies. Community is about more than hot takes online. And if you want to support our efforts, you can donate to us at patreon.com/psychicdolphingarage, which is spelled how it sounds. Hope to see you on the stream tonight. Enjoy this music by JJ Demon.
How the fuck I still got a full head of hair? Not a single gray. Fuck the cops, family first, every single day. Bringing a charm when I ring the alarm. My arms got a box cutter insignia. We gotta abolish ICE, we gotta abolish ICE, abolish it. No need to apologize, the Holocaust apologists. For no reason we colonized the land and put up monuments. Dope needles, dollar signs, the globe stares in astonishment. I hope there'll be a punishment. I really wanna get bloody. I really wanna stand in judgment of anybody taking money from anybody in the struggle. Anybody on a budget. Poor people getting 10 to 20 for some dumb shit. Corporations incorporating a bloodlet. Mark my fucking words, this coup will not be bloodless. Mark my fucking words, this coup will not be bloodless. Mark my fucking words, this coup will not be bloodless. Mark my fucking words, this coup will not be bloodless. Mark my fucking words, this coup will not be bloodless. Mark my fucking words, this coup will not be bloodless. Mark my fucking words.